In the midst of the Himalayas, New Zealand are chasing a peak. That's 389 the target. At 15, they find themselves at 107. However, they lost their openers, Joy Bhattacharjya, alongside on Cricbuzz Comm Box. It wasn't a bad start at all, but just losing those two seems to have just sucked out the momentum they had in the start.
Absolutely. They had 73 in the first 10. They were going really, really well. Stark came in for a lot of punishment, couldn't control his swing, went for a few. The containing was done by Maxwell, who's bowled 5 of the first 15. Now, who would bet that? But a very interesting, fascinating chase out here. Stark's best contribution being his fielding, not his bowling.
Yes, Scott Stark bowled Hazlewood was what you saw for both those wickets. One caught at short fine leg, the other behind as well. So Stark taking a couple of good catches. Rachin Mitchell now having to rebuild. Joy, safe to say that in a chase like this, you need someone like a Kane Williamson to sort of hold the innings together.
Yes, I think what the problem there is going to be is that while one has to hold the innings together, the other has to really get going.
Yeah.
And what we were discussing is when you're chasing an innings like this, when you're scoring 388, you can have 100, 80s, 50s. But if you're chasing it, you need a daddy 100. Somebody scores 150, 160 to hold it together in the beginning. Otherwise, this is a monumental chase. And I think the Australians in the beginning, I think New Zealand counterpunched well. But I think the Australians have regained their composure and now runs are getting increasingly hard to get.
Yes, of the 5 overs that Glenn Maxwell has bowled, he's given away only 2 boundaries. So perhaps taking a leaf out of the other Glenn from the opposite side in this match. A fantastic spell of 5 overs of 27. Very well done by the captain to use his overs when they're a bit down.
Interesting, yeah. He went and there was always a left-hander out there, so to try and attack the left-hander. I think he's bowled well, and as DK was saying, he's a bowler who's very good at defensive bowling. He's not giving them shot-making opportunities. So every time they're having to take on Maxwell, they're having to take risks. And I think that's where they're hoping that they might give away a wicket or 2 more.
Well, 6 overs, 41 for 2 for Hazlewood as well. He was a bit expensive, but it's one of those pitches where if you get 1 or 2, automatically things start to sort of fall in place.
Absolutely. And I think that's what's going to happen out here. It's going to be, I don't think Pat Cummins is trying to take wickets right now. What he's trying to do is contain them because he knows the moment he contains them, they're going to have to take risks. Remember, they started at 7.3, but then 35 runs is scored in the next 5 overs, which means they've come back to about 7. So they're still around the same run rate. But remember, this run rate has to be maintained throughout if they're going to have a chance.
Yeah, they're still 280 away. This is 15.4. They're 109 for 2. Does Rachin go for it? Because if they slow down, 5 and over, 6 and over will only mean a higher asking rate as they go forward.
Absolutely. One of them has to go for it. And the way Mitchell batted last time, I think Rachin has to take the risks.
A look at the batting order of New Zealand. Where do they bat till? Remember, they've got Jimmy Neesham who came in for the big hitting Mark Chapman. Now, Santner at number 8. There are enough batters, but one of these two has to go on.
Absolutely. And I think that's the important thing. One of these two has to start attacking because they have too many batsmen left in the hutch. What they don't want is a situation where they're at 10, 11 and over and there are lots of batsmen remaining. They have wickets in hand. So they have to take a few chances. One of them has to now. 7 and over,
8 and over the next 20? Or do you think Australia will...
8 and over in the next 20. Set it up, 28, 160. You're coming to about 280. And then 100 in the last 10 is perfect if they have wickets in hand.
Yes, this Trans-Tasman clash poised beautifully at this stage. After 15, the next 20 could decide the fate of this one. We'll see you again on Cricbuzz Comm Box after 35.